you're back to where you were, depending on what happens. Slam on your brakes and get tense, you fall right back in. So that's what really makes the craniosacral so effective, and it really gets your spine, and it kind of stretches your spine out and makes your nerves happy, which really affects your entire body.
Let's tell our listeners what kind of conditions can be helped with the craniosacral therapy.
Lots of different conditions can be helped with it. Back issues, chronic pain issues. I have worked with autistic children.
No kidding.
Because if you think about it, a lot of times autistic or even people, young babies with child or birth trauma, their heads get squished. So doing some of the craniosacral therapy, even on newborns, is a really good thing. Whether or not they've had a traumatic birth, it just gets things back in alignment.
God, I was thinking they should do that to all births.
Yeah.
Seriously,
yeah,
nurses should be taught how to do it.
Yeah.
So when the kid, when they got the catcher's mitt out, you know what I'm saying? Give them a couple of little hands. Yeah. Headaches,
all kinds of things can be.
Thanks for trying to put it into man's terms.
Well, I try my best. I mean, this isn't just a girl's show.
I'm thanking you for it. I mean that.
Pay no attention to the guy behind the curtain.
There's no curtain, though.
It's an imaginary curtain.
Not yet.
That comes next week.
So, something, that's another issue that I'm having also, too, with this cervical spine thing, are the headache issues, the pressure, and so the more we spoke and the more I read on what you do, that's why I was really excited to have you here, because I thought, no better guinea pig than me. Right. Seriously.
Right.
People look at me and they just think, I'm ready to go out and run a marathon, and little do they know what it takes for me to get out the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. What can you expect during a session? Tell our listeners what they can expect. And mine lasted about an hour. Was that normal?
Usually it takes about an hour. Sometimes it's a little bit less. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, because me personally, I like to tailor it a little bit to the person specifically. Oftentimes there's a 10-step process that I go through generally, and then I focus on some trouble areas if there are any. So basically what you do is you come in for a session. It's usually, again, about an hour, and the patient comes in, lays on usually a massage table, fully clothed, very comfortable. You can have a blanket or not. But then I place my hands on the different areas of the body.
One hand is underneath now.
Yeah, one hand is underneath, one hand is on top.
Like, say, on the sacrum, you start down by the sacrum.
Right, exactly. And then move up the body to the head, and then focus on some different areas like that. So sometimes, Laura, you felt some things moving around. I feel things moving around. Sometimes people feel things, sometimes they don't. Oftentimes they don't.
I think they got to pay attention.
Yes, they do.
I think they got to calm down and center themselves, close their eyes, and just pay attention. Because I think if you're paying attention, you will feel the sensations. And she was not moving her hands underneath me, but there were pulsations and there were sensations, and I could feel things shifting. It was very strange. That's why I wanted to try it, because, Diva, I'm always open to new ideas, concepts, and maybe not so new, but new to me, and I'm up for trying anything. I want to do anything I can. Dr. Claire is outstanding for me with chronic pain with the acupuncture, but she's here, I'm downtown, and sometimes I need some tune-up-y kind of stuff in between, and I'm all for finding more holistic ways to treat avoiding the oral steroids. I put my foot down. I will absolutely not take the oral steroids nor the pain meds that they give me, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I got a chocolate addiction that comes and goes. I got a birthday cake and wedding cake frosting addiction that comes and goes. You know what I mean? The last thing I need is any kind of medication. You know what I'm saying? Anything. So I stay away from that. I will get the shots. I did get the shots, but now I'm looking for more holistic, so that's why she's a tailor-made guest. How was this method, craniosacral therapy, developed?
Well, Dr. John Upledger is actually the one that developed craniosacral, the therapy that we use today, specifically myself. There are other practices out there, but Upledger is the one who really developed it. And what he did was, actually, he was in surgery with helping another doctor and getting some calcium or something out of the dural tube. And the surgeon said, "Here, hold this very, very steady." and he couldn't do it because there was a pulsing to it. So Dr. John was standing there freaking out because he couldn't hold this structure steady. So from there, he did a lot of research
to see why.
And he was a professor up in Michigan State University, and he and a team of doctors really did a lot of studying to develop this craniosacral therapy.
Where can people learn more about it, about the craniosacral?
You can learn more about it by going to the Upledger website, or I am doing introductory workshops at Inner Elements Pilates Studio in Batavia on the third Thursday of every month.
No kidding. What time?
2 times, 9:30 in the morning for about an hour, and then again at 7 o'clock in the evening for about an hour. You can go to my website and look at the calendar if you need to at www.energy-pathways.com.
Cool. Now, you are listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show. We're on the air live with Kathy Regganie. She is owner of Energy Pathways. It's located in Batavia in the Inner Elements Pilates Studio. And Kathy is a Reiki master teacher, and like we were just talking about, Craniosacral Therapist, and she is also a Young Living Oil distributor. And we are talking health, holistic chronic pain management, and a whole lot more. Quickly tell us about Young Living essential oils. What are the essential oils?
Well, essential oil is really, that's the lifeblood of the plant. So if you've ever seen a plant or broke one in half or seen the bruising, it's the stuff that oozes out of the plant. So
Every plant?
Every plant.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that's the oil.
Okay.
So what Young Living does is they have a special distillation process. It's a cool distillation process that draws the oil out of the flowers, the leaves, the bark, whatever, wherever the oil is stored in that particular plant. So that's what the oil is.
And I worked with, when I had my first knee replacement, the pain was so intense, trust me, even the oxy wasn't cutting it. And a mutual friend of Kathy's and mine, Miles Harston, you know, my Aqua Ranch buddy? Mm-hmm. Okay, he is into Young Living oils, and I had known that, and he would give me some oils if I'd say, oh, Miles, I've got a headache or this or that, and he'd say, here, try this, try this, try this. And so when I had the surgery, he happened to call me the day or the week after I got home, and I was crying, sobbing on the phone. I said, Miles, I can't take the pain. I absolutely can't take the pain. And he got me a essential oils PDR, like a, physician's desk reference, okay? Mm-hmm. And I read and saw the combinations that I needed to use for pain relief, ordered the oils from Miles, and I got to tell you, I loved the way they worked. I absolutely loved the way they worked. So that's how I was introduced to Young Living. What do you think, in your opinion, because you know more about the Young Living essential oils, what makes them so effective besides the fact that they are the purest of essential oils on the market? Truly they are, because I've researched that too. That
we know of, yes. They don't, the reason they're so effective is because the molecules are so small. And when you put them in your mouth or on your hands or even breathe them, they get right into your system immediately. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, like with peppermint or something like that, I'll put it right in my mouth, and immediately it's refreshed. Mm-hmm. Instead of popping a peppermint with all the sugar or non-sugar substance, whatever they put in there, I'll put some in my mouth, and it's fantastic. And then it gets quickly into the bloodstream. For instance, thieves oil.
Miles is a big user of thieves.
If you're coming down with something, you're not feeling well, your throat isn't feeling right, you can just rub it on your neck or put a drop in your mouth and let it go down your throat, and it clears that up really quickly.
You know what else I want to interact?
As for his morning show, that would be wonderful.
I read where frankincense is an antidepressant.
Yes.
And not that I'm a depressed person, but everybody has their moments. Let's face it. We got issues going on, and the price of gas, and different things, and personal issues. And so every morning or every time I leave the house, I have a bottle of frankincense, and I, sniff it. And whether or not it works, I'm not sure, but have you ever seen me depressed around here in 125 weeks?
So sniffing frankincense makes you happy.
That's right.
Makes you, I wouldn't say
It's
happy.
better than sniffing other things.
I mean, there's a lot of other things we could be sniffing, honey, other than frankincense.
Troopers pull you over 990. Give me that frankincense right now. All right.
Seriously, if anybody out there has any depression or anything and nothing's working for them and they want to try something holistically, I even got it for a friend of mine.
And how would we get frankincense? What would we get that?
How do we get frankincense?
Well,
one of the ways.
One of the ways, you can go to the Young Living site. I also do Young Living discussions at Inner Elements Pilates Studio the fourth Thursday of the month. And we can discuss it there, or you can contact me directly via email or my website, and I can tell you exactly how to get them.
And her website is energy-pathways.com. Her name is Kathy Regganie. And you're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show. We're on the air live with Kathy Regganie, owner of Energy Pathways, and a really cool holistic person. And we're talking a lot of health, holistic chronic pain management, and a lot more. Listen, Young Living has a technique called the raindrop technique. Don't be rolling your eyes, Mikey.
You might like it.
And this isn't a girl thing either, because I know somebody that this worked for. So explain to us what the raindrop technique is, because this is the next thing I'm doing with her.
In his office?
Not in my office.
No, we won't do that in the office because you're going to smell like a pizza when you come out of it.
That's all right. Perfect. That's what we want.
Mikey likes pizza.
Well, the raindrop technique is where specific oils are put on your back in a specific manner. It's a sort of an anointing ceremony. Then they're massaged, I shouldn't say massaged, but they're worked in to your back. And what that does is it detoxifies and cleans the cellular receptor sites in your body. And then it just helps clean and reprograms your DNA. So, you were telling me some about the things that were going on with you.
Sure.
This could really help clear some of those icky things out of you.
I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to give it anything a try that's more holistic and non-invasive and non-steroidal.
And what would doing my DNA, what would that do for me? Would that make me
It would make you a healthier person.
All right. I could also get away with murder. I
was going to say that. Now you could commit murder and then get your DNA.
CSI would not catch me.
Exactly, because you reconfigured your DNA. I don't think she means that kind of reconfiguring.
I'm just trying to go with what the elements gave me.
No, not that kind of
How often is this
reconfiguring.
treatment necessary?
Well, it depends on each individual. So Laura we were discussing that, and oftentimes one will give you amazing results. So what I suggest is get one, wait a couple of weeks to see how you're feeling, see how you're reacting to the treatment, and then have another one within the next 2 or 3 weeks and see how that works. And then if you like it, you can do it as much as you want or not so much. So whatever works for you.
I think he's volunteering.
Very volunteering. Are you volunteering?
Thank you. He wants to smell like a pizza, too.
I do have a follow-up. Who treats you? Do you have someone treating you with the same sort of treatment? Or is this something
I don't do it on a regular basis, but I'd like to.
Are you volunteering?
Those things healthcare providers, always neglect themselves. The shoemakers' kids never have shoes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's whatever industry you're in.
Well, I know with yoga and with meditation and something that you do, you can do that by yourself. Reiki treatments, can you do that?
Reiki treatments you can do by yourself,
I
but
figured as much.
oils, the raindrop you can't
It
because
has to be on the back.
Has to be on the back. Yeah.
Okay.
Listeners, go if you have time or you're near a computer, Google raindrop technique, and it'll explain it to you.
Yeah, it'll explain it in detail. But one caveat I would say that, from my perspective, only use Young Living oils. Other oils, I don't know what their quality is. I know Young Living does not use any pesticides or chemicals. No, it's all very, very pure, very extremely high quality oils. Other oils, if you start putting pesticides on yourself, that's never a good thing. So I would recommend only Young Living oils.
They're primo, I'll tell you that. They also have a product out now called Sleek, SLIQUE. And it is tell us about the Sleek system.
The Sleek system is a product line that was developed to help you achieve your health goals or your weight goals. And there's a kit, And in the kit is a 30-day supply of weight management products. There's a sleek oil, which is spearmint sort of
And I tasted
flavored.
it. Yeah.
And that helps reduce cravings, your appetite. It's really great to put in water or in tea or something like that. There's the sleek tea, which controls the appetite, and it sustains or provides natural energy. There's Ninja Red, which is a powerful antioxidant and phytonutrient, so it's really powerful
It's
stuff.
some cool stuff.
Who doesn't need that?
I've taken that, and she gave me some more today, so she's going to get me back in the program.
Yeah, and then the Essential Zyme 4, which are like supplement tablet types of things that you take, and it helps break down fats and enhances nutrient absorption. So whatever foods you do eat, it's really helping you to draw in all the nutrients.
And she gave me a month's supply of the tea and the supplements and the oil, and I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a whirl. So I will report back
Weekly
afterwards.
updates, huh?
I will give
Weekly
weekly
updates.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. One thing I want to know is what kind of foods do you eat on the sleek plan?
Well, you can a balanced diet. I shouldn't say anything you want
Thank
to.
you.
That would
Ice
not
cream.
be right. Eat sensibly, just as you would any other diet.
Low carb, the way I eat. I follow low
very
carb.
nutritious types of food.
Sure.
And then use the tea and the oil, to help alleviate some of those tempting cravings that you might have, or, hey, it's 3 o'clock and I'm hungry. So,
How much do you think that daily cardio plays a factor into any weight loss plan?
huge. I mean, you can't take a program like Sleek, or you were talking
Gastric
about the
bypass, anything.
You can't do that and expect results. You've got to put the energy towards whatever it is that you're looking to achieve. So you've got to have that cardio. Walking is a great way because it's not very stressful on your body. Swimming is even less stressful. Sometimes it's hard to find a pool close by, but you can always go out, even if it's down to the end of your driveway for a while, until you build up the
Endurance, stamina. That's what I tell people.
It's absolutely essential.
Yeah.
And then watch what you eat. Make sure you're eating the nutritious foods that you need, not a ho-ho.
No?
Or a Twinkie. Yeah.
Oh, birthday cake?
Birthday cake. In moderation.
Where can people learn more about the Young Living essential oils if they want more info?
If they want more info, they can go to my website, come to my monthly Thursday workshops.
Every third Thursday.
Fourth
Thursday?
Fourth Thursday.
Yeah, we got her scheduled now.
Fourth Thursday.
I wrote down the wrong thing.
That's okay. And we can discuss it there. You can always email me or register on my website, and we can talk very specifically about the oils and what might work for you.
And anyway, Kathy's, again, website is energy-pathways.com. You're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show. We're on the air live with Kathy Regganie, and she is owner of Energy Pathways, a Reiki master, craniosacral therapist, and we're talking health, holistic, chronic pain management, and a whole lot more. Time is running short. Do you know what Reiki is, Michael?
I don't know what Reiki is.
Could you tell Michael and our listeners?
You did.
I thought it was a
Office
lieutenant
furniture
on
company?
a Starship Enterprise.
That's right.
Oh,
It's
no.
good.
Commander
Lieutenant Reiki?
Yeah, that's what
Report for duty.
See?
See? Works.
I've heard of it many times. I've heard of it, don't know exactly what it is,
Okay.
but I've heard of it.
I'll tell you.
Please, I'm waiting.
25 words or less.
Yeah.
Reiki is...
Well, Reiki is, it means universal life force energy. Do you want to know more?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was less than 25 words.
Okay. Universal life force energy. May the force be with
That's
you.
a Star Trek
that was
episode. She's
close.
right.
See,
Yeah.
I wasn't far off.
Space.
And with this, Reiki, it's a light touch therapy. I should say light touch or no touch, depending on what the situation is and who's receiving and what their request is. And with Reiki, it's dealing with the energy structures around and throughout the physical body. Where craniosacral, you're dealing with the tissues. Reiki, you're dealing with the energy structures.
I recommend to anybody who doesn't know what Reiki is, they try it.
Yeah.
Because I tried it, and I'm a level 1. She's a master teacher, but I'm just a level 1. I do it on my dogs.
These things that you have to believe to have them work for you.
You have to be open to them to have them work for you.
Everything is like that. Chiropractic, acupuncture, every single thing.
Right.
Even in
Weight loss.
Exactly. You got to believe. Cardio.
cardio.
Sure, you gotta be
You
open
gotta-
to it. You gotta approach it with an open mind. I know people who go for acupuncture and it doesn't do a thing for me. I gotta tell you something. When my pain's off the charts and I go see Dr. Claire Leos, one acupuncture, the pain's in half. Next week, another acupuncture, the pain's in half of that. And the third week acupuncture, usually it's gone. Seriously. But I'm open to it. I'm very body aware, and this is the same thing with any of this. Cranial, sacral, people will be thinking, oh, they're nuts. You got to be open to it, because I'm telling you, it
But
works.
those people that say that they're nuts, it won't work for them, right? So they're not wrong.
It might work for them, but reluctantly so.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You might have to arm wrestle them to get them to do it, and then they might come to you in a week and say, I got to tell you something. I do feel better after that Reiki treatment or that cranial sacral treatment or that raindrop treatment. I am doing a raindrop. So besides the Young Living Sleek program that she gave me, the 30 days to try, I am going to try the raindrop. Anyway, we're running out of time, and she has a Today's Show special that if you register at Kathy Reggani's website, energy-pathways.com, you'll receive 50% off a cranial sacral session, and I highly recommend it. It's regularly $75 when you schedule your appointment by Wednesday, April 11th. But you'll give them a couple more
Sure.
time
Yeah.
on that. Just mention the Laura Dion-Jones show, and that will also she'll enter you in a little raffle to win one complimentary cranial sacral session, and she's going to have 3 winners of sleek tea. So it's worth it. It's worth giving it a whirl. Let me ask you something real quickly.
Sure.
What would you like to see women and men take better care of themselves? What would you like, in 10 words, what would you like to see them do? People to take better care of themselves.
Just take time for themselves. Make sure they are number one priority. Treat your body like a castle.
Well said. What would you like to leave our listeners with?
Be healthful.
Be healthful.
Be aligned energetically.
Be open.
And physically, and be open.
And quickly, how can people contact you for more information and help?
For more information, you can contact me via email at Kathy@Regganie.com, Kathy with a K, or www.energy-pathways.com.
Thank you for being such a wonderful guest.
Thanks
Thanks
for
my
having
treatment.
me.
Don't go
You're
anywhere.
welcome.
I got more stuff to say.
Okay.
Do you think I have a quick time to say sugar is toxin?
Yeah, it's too late for that.
You think?
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding with you.
Okay, the medical and media communities claim that sugar is a toxin and the number one reason that leads to heart disease, says Dr. Robert Lustig, pediatric endocrinologist at University of California at San Francisco. Obesity is almost 75 percentable, and sugar is one of the leading causes, as it is with type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and almost all heart disease. And if you really want an eye-opener, see Sugar, the Bitter Truth on YouTube. Sugar, the Bitter Truth on YouTube. High fructose corn syrup equals sugar. Valerie. And each are equally toxic because both contain fructose. Fructose fuels the most deadly disease in the country, heart disease. Sugar is said to increase your LDL and many other factors. One thing the doc isn't looking at here is that sugar overproduces insulin in many people's, especially the overweight. He's still of the scientific nutrition school that fat clogs the arteries. Sugar increases risk for heart disease, metabolic syndrome, hyperinsulinemia, and death. And the overproduction of insulin also fuels some cancers and is becoming a serious public health crisis. That alone makes me want to kick sugar habit for once and for all after I have another piece of frosting from the birthday cake, because it really is a bad habit for us. And I'm jesting, but you know what I mean. I'm going to try and stop eating sugar because it's highly addictive. For more on this subject, see 60 Minutes Overtime, Sanjay Gupta. Anyway, kids, it's that time again. We got to thank Jeff, Mike, Valerie, and of course all of our wonderful listeners. Thank you for being with us. Kathy Regganie, Master Reiki teacher, Craniosacral Therapist, and Young Living Well Distributor. And you can find her in Batavia, energypathways.com. Next week, another surprise. Be sure to join us every Wednesday afternoon on the Laura Dion-Jones Show right here on WRMN 1410 AM for some lively discussion and very interesting info, among other things. We've got lots and lots more exciting talk and fun in store for you the weeks ahead. We do need a longer show. So tune in and ask all of your friends to tune in too. It has been, today's show's been brought to you by
The much talked about Dr. Claire Oleus.
and snobhounds.com. And Casey, thanks for making this show possible. Please get everyone you know to read my motivational weekly blog on elgin.bocajump. Click on blogs. This is the Laura Dion-Jones Show. I'm Laura Dion-Jones. And in the immortal words of one of our good buddies, who shall remain nameless because of the subject matter of this joke, he says, sex is like pizza. When it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it's still pretty good. So thanks for listening. We hope we're better than just pretty good here at the Laura Dion-Jones Show. We'll see you next week. Keep all of our troops over in the Middle East and around the globe in your prayers. We absolutely love being here with you. And Mikey, thank you so much for the happy Afternoon Delight by Starlight Vocal Band. Remember them. As always, download it. Get your butts out walking. Your life depends on it. Happy Easter. Aziz and Pesach to our Jewish friends. Semper Fi, kids. Pray for peace. We'll see you here next week.
Looking for